It's like a timeline. So the hotline report comes into the State Central Registry. If the report is taken, it's then generated through the SCR and it is sent to whichever county the family resides in. We have 24 hours to assess safety of the children listed on the report and all of the children that are in the home. We then have about 60 days to complete an investigation. So throughout that time, we are making home visits, we're contacting collaterals, which could be a daycare provider, it could be a mental health counselor, it could be a medical provider, and we are constantly assessing the safety of the children in the home to make sure that they are not in danger. We meet with our supervisor again for a final case conference, give them all of the facts, and we determine whether the report is indicated or unfounded. If it's indicated, it means that there is some sort of risk that was pertained to the narrative of the hotline report. If it's unfounded, that means that the child was not placed at risk. Aside from those two determinations, throughout the case, we're determining whether the family may need some other services, whether it be prevention services, parenting skills, counseling services. So we're doing that as well to make sure that the family is strong and they can succeed. It is so important, and I can't stress this enough, that the reporter's job is to make the report, give all the necessary information they possibly can. If they don't know something, that's okay. That's our job as child protective investigators to work through. We are trained specialists. We go through a rigorous training to learn certain skills. If the reporter is using their own experience to try to get information from the child, that can harm our investigation. We learn things in training such as not to ask leading questions, asking open-ended questions, and if a reporter has already asked the child certain questions that they may not realize is a leading question, that could totally harm and negate our investigation. Child care providers are special people. They have certain skills, they have certain experience, trainings that they have in order to do their job. Child protective workers have certain training, experience in order for them to do their job. So it's really, really important if a child care provider has any sort of reasonable cause to suspect. So it could even be a gut feeling the child is acting differently, something is just not right. I always say, when in doubt, call the hotline. The hotline are trained specialists that will assess all the information that the child care provider is giving. And the worst case scenario is they could say, we're not going to take the report. But always calling it in is the most important thing. Calling it in as soon as possible is the most important thing, because it takes time to generate the report and to get it down to the assigned worker as well. And we want to make sure if there's a child that is possibly in danger, we want to be able to assess their safety as soon as possible.